Alright, Anakin here again, and let's talk about something that's really got everyone scratching their head. Why is it starting to feel like buying food outside is way more cheaper than cooking at home?
Well,
no why me, just talk your mind.
it really depends.
Ah.
It really depends. If you're buying only for yourself, there are a couple of things you need to we need to put into consideration.
I know you want to talk about safety now.
I want to talk about everything, from every angle. Is it cheaper to cook at home or is it cheaper to buy food outside? If it's only you, it depends on what you normally cook on a normal day. But me, I'm all for health. I'm all for that. I know the topic here is cheaper, but I'm going to come from the angle of safer as well. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, is it cheaper to maybe, if you're alone, to buy food outside or to cook at home? Maybe you can say it's cheaper to buy food outside now. What's the source of
where you're buying the food from?
You understand what I'm saying? Number one, people eat to belly full. Some people eat to live. Yeah.
Wait, let's take that in again. People eat to belly food. Why some people eat
others eat to live?
Wow.
And I feel like we need to start thinking about what is actually good for us to eat, because it might be cheaper for you to eat bread and coke every day, right? If you chop bread and coke every day, or bread and egg, or Indomie, for only you cook Indomie, you fry egg, you chop, right? Yeah, you've gotten by that day. But when you don't eat what the body needs, long term, it could develop into certain illnesses, whether minor or major. Before you know it, the whole process of trying to save money or look for something cheaper, you end up spending money to live. Because now you're spending money on medication or, some kind of health, going to the hospital. This is not the time anybody wants to find themselves in the hospital or anything. That being said, you can eat the best, live the best lifestyle, and, anything can still happen. Nobody prays for bad things, but I feel like a lot of times when people eat, you shouldn't eat to the point that you can't even breathe.
Wait.
I'm serious.
Wait, no. I come. So let's put that here. Let's click off the chest. Alright, let's go.
Yeah. We shouldn't eat to the point that you can't breathe. And sadly, in this day and time, when you get to that level, that's like when you don't belly full.
This thing just reminds me of, God bless his, may so rest in peace, Unique J.
Unique J.
I remember one day in Kairos come out, I ordered meat, almost like 6,000 naira meat.
When Naira was good.
When Naira was actually good.
Yes.
The guy ate finish like
he couldn't breathe, yeah, literally.
I understand your point.
So, and the body will give you sign. That bloatedness that you're feeling, right? That I can't breathe that you're feeling is your body telling you ate a little bit too much. You understand? But you gotta look, say, I don't belly full, man. I just ate. So back to the original question: is it cheaper to eat outside or is it cheaper to cook at home? We live in a time now that a kilo of chicken, all these things are expensive, right? Yeah. So if you can't afford to do that, right, I feel it's better for you to just buy what you can buy. When you cook at home, you can find a way to probably save money from eating outside, and you also know the source of, at least you know what you're cooking, you know what ingredients you use. If I go outside now and I eat, or I ate in 3 different places today, by the end of the day I'm feeling some type of way, I can't really trace where my problem is coming from. But if I cook at home, like I said, you don't necessarily have to buy. If your money no reach to buy chicken, don't buy chicken.
But I don't feel like chicken they make these things very expensive.
Whatever, whatever way you can cut cost, because I rather cut that cost at home than going outside. If I see one place in Nigeria now that they sell rice 1,000 with chicken, people go rush there, right? But you don't know why is this food so cheap?
Where the person they buy the chicken from?
You feel me? That thing can be human bone or human meat. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but like that's the truth. You really don't know why is this food so cheap? You feel me? I mean, there was a time where people were able to have their own cattle, they get their milk from there, sadly we don't live in those times anymore, and a lot of the food that's out there is not so good. So I mean, back to the question again. I'll go back to the question. Whichever way, do what's better and safer for you. You can still cook at home and you might not need to spend so much. And you can still find a place outside that's cheap. But the thing is, a lot of people in Lagos especially, once you're Igbo, say they find Igbo food. The ladies from Abia States. Me say I'm from Abia State. You can't be buying for her. Okay, cool. She's from your state. We don't know where she gets her ingredients from. But wait till they give you that level of safety now. Now for my place, I don't feel chop.
Another tribe.
Baba. You understand? I'm Yoruba. I get one Yoruba lady. I'm Akwa Ibom. There's this Akwa Ibom lady. You feel me? It gives people this level of safety onto the food where they chow. You don't know if they are cooking with. There was somebody that told us about how they get water from dead bodies and they cook, and it's like, so you can eat at home. For me, this is me now. I feel like the first thing you should put in mind is I'm trying to eat to live. I'm trying to eat to heal my body, or I'm trying to eat to feel good. I don't want to eat and then in the night I'm bloated, I can't breathe. I walk up the stairs, I'm breathing so hard because of the food. Yeah. And a lot of times, a lot of people's food don't digest. Indigestion, a lot of people are going through these things because you want to eat with 4 pieces of meat, 6 pieces of chicken and this. And once you're not eating like that, in Nigeria, if I bring my food outside and I come outside and I'm eating rice and egg, people go feel say, man, this guy is suffer.
Or just rice?
Yes. Let's say like rice and vegetable, or vegetable now with no protein. Oh my, things on the rough for this guy. Things on the rough for brother.
And the vegetable I eat now, just showboy and not stop it.
A lot of people now can't eat like this, so they feel like, which is why soup is so expensive. You still want to buy shaki, you still want to buy all these things. Things don't go up. You feel me? So I'd rather go outside now and spend 5,000 just to get all those things. That's one meal.
Because, bro, like I bought one rice like that. This is how I buy my things. I buy rice 500.
Okay.
I buy what's it called? Moi 200. I buy like meat 1,000. The lady, when she done the food, you come there and say, bro, by the time I buy everything finished, let's say 3,000 there. Everyone would choke.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I get all these things, but now, if I come back house now and I try to cook that same thing, I can't run that shit with 3,000 naira. It's not possible.
Okay.
I probably will spend.
Make I stop you there.
10,000.
Make I stop you there.
Because now, you know what it takes now to buy beans.
Yes.
To prepare more.
Yes.
You can't go to a meat store now and tell them you want to buy meat 2,000. If he's stone you with knives.
Very true.
So you see, which brings me to the point where I say, things are very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Cooking at home.
Mm-hmm.
Than going outside to buy food. Maybe for a family person,
okay,
that has like 4 children, 3 children, that might not work.
Mm-hmm.
But for a single guy,
okay,
that stays at home, you eat twice in a day, right?
Yes.
And there's a place I buy food, fried rice with chicken.
Color rice, yeah.
It's not colored rice.
Yeah.
So you see why I said it's expensive. And these days when you cook self at home, just on one drive, you just eat that food. You see, you don't level up.
Maybe nice.
So it pays. You are not even calculating gas.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so the question for you now is, or for people that do this now,
is if you can't do it at home on that amount, wetin make you feel say you can successfully buy food of 3,000 and you get all these things?
So that means
where are they getting it from? Simple question. Wow. You can't do it in your house, but you go to Yaramat and you buy all this food and all this meat and you pay 4,000.
Wow.
Are you kidding yourself?
Okay, now I understand the point now.
You guys cut your coat. You understand? Abi, is it shoe? Which one is it? Should not shoe, abi coat?
Coat, cut your coat and cut your side.
You understand me? If normally you used to buy all these things, you can still cook at home. The only thing is you have to make certain replacements. Those things that you used to buy before, you might not be able to buy the same amount or the same quantity. Something got reduced. You understand? So, I mean, if you're going to eat, my advice is if you're going to eat outside, don't just eat to belly food. Try verify. I mean, of which you really can't. So unless you want to go market with them, you won't do spy. You follow the lady, go market, see everything which she buy, come back, examine all. You can't do that. But at home, at least you know what you're doing. So
a friend of mine was telling me how she prepared stew for the house with 20,000.
Okay.
And that food run out the next morning.
What was in the stew?
So
it's very reasonable, yes. But now, how many people were in the house? Question one. Question two: if there were like 5 people in the house, can all 5 of them go outside and eat with 20,000 naira? Not possible.
Let's say plate of food 3,000 times 5. That's 15.
Times 15,000 naira. Okay.
We'll save like 5K, but still at home, I don't know. But
you check the quantity. What's in the stew? You know, I'm pretty sure she had some things in the stew. You know,
things are expensive. Tomato.
Sure, the way it is now, some people now, it's not everybody that just goes. Some people already have things in their house. You might have your vegetable oil, very toxic by the way, but you can have your vegetable oil. You can have your.
Why is vegetable oil toxic?
Because it's a seed oil. Yeah. Let's go back to the history of where vegetable oil is from. There's nothing. Is it from vegetables? It says vegetable oil. Vegetable oil from which vegetable? From ugu? Do you get vegetable oil from ugu or water leaf?
Oil from chicken.
No be lie. My question is. My question is. I
used to extract when I was once a baker.
Why are they not selling chicken oil?
But some of this vegetable oil, you still see chicken around it though. Inside the poster. So
okay, you mean the logo? You mean the logo? That logo.
Yeah, that logo.
One hen.
One hen, or they put one kind of chicken where they just
like the same for the Maggi logo, abi?
Oh God, have mercy.
Where is vegetable oil from? When you're frying vegetable oil, how does it smell? Does it have a smell? Simple question. If I get coconut oil now, you can smell coconut, abi?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, if you get avocado oil, you can smell it. Whatever oil do you smell vegetable oil?
No, I don't.
So how the hell is it vegetable oil?
Yeah, what's the smell of vegetables? Which are the vegetables?
Ugu now. No, my question is, these are questions like, I feel like in this day and time, when we were younger, we didn't know people, and we got used to eating a lot of things. True, we are all grown. We are all adults. If you're not checking everything you eat, you put on your, at this age and time, and you're just going by this is how I was brought up, Baba. Check, like, I feel like you need to begin to check these things. Where is vegetable oil from? What vegetable is it from? I might not know, but please, I want to know.
Over time, our forefathers and mothers have used this oil to cook, and we're still here breathing.
We're still breathing, right?
But we don't know.
Well,
I can't really say sharp.
A lot of illnesses, man.
So you feel like the things we eat could be one of the reasons why?
The things that we eat is exactly why we are sick or staying sick.
Oh.
Yes, 100%. There's no drug that can make you 100% healthy. Drugs only deal with symptoms or just keep you alive.
Yeah, just maintain you.
Yeah, just make you
time being. So what's your final word now?
My final word
For
is
the people out there.
you want to eat outside now, you want to save money, right? You don't have to buy what you're used to buying. You don't understand? You're used to buying all the whole things in your soup. Try sacrifice one or two things that to save cost. You know, if it is only you and it is cheaper for you to cook,
just boil rice with red oil on top.
At least I know the red oil and I know the rice, right? I mean, God forbid, nobody should have to go through that, but I feel like, you know, if it's cheaper for you to eat outside, try and eat healthy too. You know, try and eat healthy. If it's fruits and you buy 1,000 naira watermelon, that's still food. You know, try to eat healthy, but don't just try to survive. Make a wing am. In the morning you buy bread and coke, or you know, in the afternoon you eat. Just try to eat healthy, because it's not just about saving money. You save money trying to eat anything, you end up spending money trying to be healthy, you know. And if you're plenty at home, it's still better for you to cook, because you can always probably still go back to that food and eat. Even if it's not so much, you still have some kind of leftover. But when you eat outside, you won't buy extra, you pay for extra.
Yeah, true. But
for house, you know, you still probably have some kind of extra, and you don't need to
still last it for like the next day.
Exactly. Even if it's the next day, you don't need to eat like a thief. That's the other thing. Portion your food, but if the food don't run, like, you see some people eating, the plate is like is filled.
I swear.
You know, so try to portion your child too.
Like all this Chukwuemeka them.
Try the portion your.
Yeah, don't see where a woman you chop.
Try the portion that child. Right. It's not enjoyment. I'm sorry to tell you.
See where a woman you chop. Like
you think you're enjoying, but you're really not enjoying. There's no reason for you to eat finish and you can't breathe.
Yeah, that's why they even have like big tummy.
You can't breathe because the food is not digesting now. You know, in this country, when somebody loses weight, he's sick or she's sick.
Wow.
And somebody can barely walk, and this is no disrespect to anybody. They are enjoying. You understand? They are enjoying, and I feel like you shouldn't eat to the point that you can't breathe or you can't walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I don't think that's really a good thing, and that doesn't mean you are. And you see people like that. The next 2 hours, you're hungry. So the question is, where did the food go to? You were meant to eat to get nutrients that the body needs, not eating to be belly full and the body gets no nutrients, because it's those nutrients that make you not be hungry, because it's giving the body what it needs.
Yeah, I feel you're over packing the body to. Because probably the body also needs to take out time to process.
The body needs rest.
So if you now overload,
the body needs rest. It just be like even computer, for example.
Or grinding machine when one grind something.
Come on. Even when they do tiger nuts, sometimes you get the way you go use that thing, it will stop for a while.
Or you get the way you go even load.
You know, go blend.
It won't blend.
You have to bring it out. So so the body be like take some days or take some hours in the day. Some days you don't have to eat 3 times a day. It's too much. So I can barely afford 3 meals a day. And so
I swear down.
Before I used to eat 3 times a day. Now I can only eat 1. No wahala. Glory be to God. Give yourself what the body needs. You know who said you must eat 3 times a day plus snack? Some people are snacking all through.
Somebody like me.
In between the meals, they are snacking, they are biscuiting. Waiting happen. Like, it's too much.
I don't know, man.
I'm serious. People have breakfast in the morning. After breakfast, snack. Lunch. After lunch, you drink water. Snack. Dinner. Snack. People when they walk overnight, they are snacking.
Till daybreak.
Till morning.
Probably when they sleep.
Breakfast. Where is the fast when you were? Come on. When is the fast? You're supposed to fast throughout the night, and that's why they call it breakfast when you wake up in the morning, because your body is fasting when you sleep. But when you don't sleep overnight, let's say you walk overnight, some people write content, make music, whatever, read. You do all of that, and while you're doing that, you're eating. Then in the morning, you're saying you're having breakfast. That's not breakfast. You understand? So give yourself a day, 2 days. Don't eat. Drink water. Eat fruits. You know. Even the fruits now, some people say it's more expensive to buy fruits.
Yeah, but it is actually now very expensive, bro.
True.
Very.
Like I said, if you buy watermelon a certain amount, you buy this a certain amount, you can still get your fruits in.
Okay.
If you were used to buying one whole watermelon, cut it into quarter or half. Abi, push yourself. So at the end of the day, I know I might not have really answered this question as raw as possible, but I tried to touch on different things.
See, to be honest, I know a whole lot of people out there might have learned one or two things. Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's another way to educate the people out there. So I found that even I myself have learned one or two, and yeah, let's go into some people's comment and see what other people have to say.
Hello, Andy. Let me chip into your little podcast. I don't know what the argument is, because hands down, cooking is 1,000,000 times better than buying food. The woman you had on your status, she told you everything. That's the truth. You don't know where the ingredients are gotten from. You don't know the kind of water that is being used. You don't know the kind of nonsense or rishi jazz and waiting. Then put inside that food, and then you just go spend your own money on it and then eat it. No. When you cook, you can even learn to manage. So even if you don't have a lot to make like a massive or fantastic meal, you can make something decent enough that you can eat, that is still healthy, that will not land you in the hospital. So yes, cooking is a whole lot better than buying food outside. Me, I know they ever buy food outside. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay, imagine that you're ordering food for, let's say roughly, you're ordering breakfast for 3,000 naira, roughly. Right? What am I saying? I'm not roughly, like in the very least, you're ordering for 3,000 naira, because you can't tell me when you buy meat, buy this one. So more just like say least price you order food for, or buy food for rather, is 3,000 naira a year. That's for breakfast. And then let's say you don't do lunch, or you just do you snack on something for lunch. Let's just keep 2K for that one, for random snacking. We'll just keep 2K. We're trying to be on a very low side here as possible, right? Then let's say dinner. You don't buy dinner for maybe swallow, buy dinner for that kind. Altogether, maybe 4K food or 3K social. That's like you would have spent around 8 to 9K in a day, in one day. Don't forget, say some other kind petty things we come, like maybe you won't buy fruit chop, or you just won't buy drink. You get like maybe a yogurt or something. So let's just amount everything to 10,000 naira. But if I carry 20K enter market, cook soups too. Since it's just cook soups too, can't demarcate them inside fridge. That can still last me 3 days at the very least. 3 days, yeah, depending on how I can substitute stuff and eat, or how I eat. So to me, I feel like it saves more, because what you would have spent individually buying stuff to eat within those 3 to 4 days or thereabout, you would have spent less because you cooked. And not be as you say the food go quick finish like that, where you can decide, just want chop stew today, make you chop something else. Your stew go still dey there. till whenever you need that. So I don't know. Maybe as a babe, you as a man might just feel, why just buy food, all this long process of cooking, at the end of it, why just cook, buy food, I beg, save my strength and all. But me as a babe, I feel like, nah, that's my survival instinct now to cook. I don't even know. Tinubu don't make us. I heard all Dabaru for all these kind of things. Because if it was before, I could easily say, buying food is cheaper, but nah, not anymore. I even feel like they are sharing the same skill. It's just that one saves more time and more energy and more money, I guess, than the other one.